Death Trick, Donald Strachey Mysteries, Book 1. Author, Richard Stevenson. Publisher, MLR Press. Narrator, Eric L. Aust. Chapter 11. In the morning, I went to the Albany Public Library and dug out the Times-Unions for the late fall of 1970. A little over a year after Billy Blunt and Chris Porterfield would have been committed to Sewickley Oaks. What I was looking for, or thought I was looking for, was not in the index, and I had to slide the microfilm around for 30 or 40 issues until I found the short article in the Tuesday, November 24th edition. Albany duo escapes mental faculty. New Baltimore. 2 teenage inmates at Sewickley Oaks, an exclusive private mental institution on Ridge Road, escaped from the medium security section of the establishment late Sunday night. William Blunt, 18, and Christine Porterfield, whose families live in Albany, fled a residential building through a heating tunnel and are believed to have been driven away by unknown persons who apparently aided the two in other aspects of the escape. According to the local police, a chain securing a door to the tunnel had been cut through from the tunnel side. Officials say the escape appeared to have been carefully planned and executed. Blunt and Porterfield were discovered missing Monday morning when they failed to show up for breakfast, and a search was undertaken. Later, an area resident told police he had been driving on Ridge Road just past midnight Sunday and saw 5 young people emerge from nearby woods and enter an older model Plymouth station wagon. 2 of the 5 wore beards and looked like hippies. The witness, Dr. Nelson Thurston, Sewickley Oaks administrator, described the escapees as mentally troubled, but not dangerous. State police are assisting in the search for the 2. I made notes on the article, and then drove over to Billy Blunt's apartment on Madison. I wanted to check something I should have checked before. I waited around on the front stoop until the sidewalk was clear, then felt my way through the lot. I still had my lobster pick in hand when I arrived at the door to Blunt's 3rd-floor apartment, but I didn't need it. The door had been jimmied open, crudely, messily, as if with a crowbar. I stepped inside and listened. There was no sound except that of the traffic down on Madison. I checked the rooms and found them as I'd left them on Friday. I knelt by the low bookshelves and pulled out the hardback copy of Fannin's The Wretched of the Earth. Inside the front cover was a handwritten inscription. Billy, this will explain some things from your friend, Kurt Zinser, December 15th, 1970. I copied the words onto my pad. Back in Blunt's bedroom, I sat on the edge of his mattress and tried the phone. It was still connected and probably had another week or 2 before New York telephone would be galvanized into frenzied plug pulling by the unpaid bill. I dialed the Albany Police Department, and while I waited to be put through to Sergeant Bowman, I noticed it. Billy Blunt's phone book was not where I had found it on Friday, and left it beside the telephone. Bowman. He made his own name sound like an accusation. Tom Strachey, I wanted to report a breaking and entering. You'd better watch your step with me, Strachey. I warned you once, and I'm warning you again. Now, what do you mean? Billy Blunt's apartment has been broken into with a wrecking ball, I think. His phone book with his friend's numbers written on it is missing. I'm there now. You think I'm a goddamn idiot? You're covered for yourself. You did it. You're lying. Wrong. I'm tidier than this. I'm a bachelor, remember? Obsessively neat. I wished Timmy were there to hoot with merriment over that one. This is definitely the work of a sloppy amateur. Except all he walked off with was Blunt's phone book. I think that's interesting, don't you? Yes, I do. And puzzling? That too. I thought you'd want to know and to check it out around here. And see how helpful I'm being? Before this is over, Ned, I'm going to earn your respect and devotion." He made a strangling sound. "Anyway, what's happening down there on your end of things?" "Listen, Strachey, I wanted to talk to you about that. About my end of things." The sarcasm was like Gilganite. "This Hal Douglas you sent me chasing after. Bozy? None of the Greyhound perverts ever heard of the guy." "Did I say Greyhound?" "I meant Trailways. It's the Trailways station where Al hangs out." "Jesus, I'm sorry, really." A silence. "Strachey, are you jerking me around? You ought to do that. You want names of people who tried? I'll provide references. They'll tell you, don't do it. Tell me you're not fucking me up the ass." He made a gagging sound and muttered something else. "Consider yourself told," I said. "With you, Ned, I'm straight." My palms were sweating. I held up my free hand to see how steady it was. "Not too," I said. "What'd you get from the airlines at LaGuardia? Anything?" "No. Blunt either used a phony name or didn't fly out of there at all. Oh, for your sake, Strachey, it was the first. You're on trial in this town, you know." Maybe he just talked like a South End Tarkameda. And when push came to shove, he'd reveal a heart and mind worthy of learned hand. And I supposed he wouldn't. And I said, "I'll be in touch, Sergeant. Have a nice day." I hung up. I searched the apartment to make sure the phone book hadn't simply been moved to another spot. It hadn't. It was gone. And back at the phone, I made a credit card call to California. It was just 8:30 Pacific time, so I tried the home number of the party I wanted. I'd known Harvey Geddes since Army intelligence days, and we'd stayed in touch through his coming out and into his years as a fundraiser and organizer at the Los Angeles Gay Community Services Center in West Hollywood. "Hello. Harvey. Don Strachey?" "Don! What a surprise. I was just leaving for the center. This is great. Are you in L.A.? "I wouldn't mind if I were. I'm in Albany, up to my brain pan in a murder case." "Too bad. I'd love to see you." "Who's your client?" "The parents of the accused. Except I doubt he did it. He skipped, and I've got to locate him and find out what he knows. That's why I'm calling." "Is he gay?" "He is." "Do you think he's out here?" Somewhere out that way, yes." "Harv, do you remember the FFF?" "Sure. Forces of Free Faggotry. They were active 10 years ago. They predated us at the center by a year or so, I think. They were even pre-Stonewall when they got started. They've been defunct for several years, though. They were considered too radical even for the Hellraisers who got this place going. Kite and Kilfner and that bunch." "Yeah, that's what I remember reading about them. They worked underground, right? Went around snatching gays out of mental hospitals that they'd been forced into and then hiding them out. They worked on contract, as I recall, with friends of the people who were locked up." "You got it," Ged said. "That was the FFF. J. Edgar Hoover had them on a list of 33 degenerate organizations that he carried in his wallet. I don't know yet who would have arranged it, but I'm pretty sure the FFF performed its service for my client's son once, in the late fall of '70. A lesbian friend of his was brought out too." "Yeah, he said. "It would have been around that time. That sounds right. Maybe the parents made the contract? Your clients?" "Hardly. They're the ones who put him in for problems of social adjustment." "Oh, one of those." One of those. The hospital probably used electroshock therapy, Ged said. Blast the demons out. It used to happen a lot. It still does. More than you'd think. You really think they'd have done that to a couple of kids? I'd say so. Check with the guy when you find him. I'd put money on it. Or, does the name Kurt Zinzer ring a bell with you? He was one of them, Ged said. An FFF founder. The group split up. I heard in 75 or 6. Oh, and a couple of them got busted up in Oregon. And then there were the usual hassles over theology and tactics. Some of them are still out here in Santa Monica and Venice. Zinser, the last I knew, was back in his hometown, Denver. Of course. Mountain time, not far from Cheyenne. I said, can you get me an address and phone number? I'll try. Call me? Will do. Hey, Doc, how's it going for you back there? Are you ready to make the move yet? You know, we've got men out here, too. Oh, I don't know, Harv. It's my masochistic streak. You into that? Yeah. If that's your bag, on, who am I? Anyway, we've got that, too. No, I meant staying in Albany. No, that's wrong, too. I like it here. Albany's not exactly London or Vancouver, but I like my friends here and a lover. I have a lover. I didn't tell you that? Last time we talked, you'd just gotten your divorce from Bambi. Bridget. Right. That was 3 years ago. God, was it really? We grow old. We grow old. We shall wear our Levi's rolled. I hit the big 4-0 this year. Don? They're moving us right along, aren't they? Yeah, me too, Harvey. I'm 40 now. Last night I found the first gray hair in my mustache. Plug it out? Nah. I would have felt ridiculous. Hey, listen, give me a call on Zinzer, will you? I've got to get moving. It was great talking to you, Don. I'm glad to hear about the man in your life. Peace to you both. I'll be in touch on Zinzer. Give me a day or so. I'll appreciate it. Glad to do it. See you, brother. All right, Harvey. I made another credit card call to New Baltimore, 15 miles down the Hudson from Albany. Good morning. Sewickley Oaks? The administrator's office, please. 1 moment. Click, click. Dr. Thurston's office. Yes, this is Attorney Tarbell, and I'm calling for Stuart Blunt. Mr. Blunt wishes to know whether Dr. Thurston is fully prepared for the admission of Mr. Blunt's son, William, particularly in regard to strength and security. Mr. Blunt is especially anxious that there be no unfortunate recurrence of the 1970 situation, and Judge Feeney, of course, shares that view. Well, Dr. Thurston has stepped out, but as far as I know, he's done everything he and Mr. Blunt and the judge talked about last week. The judge was quite insistent regarding the maximum security aspect, and Dr. Thurston, I know, has been making arrangements. Has young William been located? Not just yet, but he will be soon, hopefully. Should I have Dr. Thurston call you? Thank you. No, Mr. Blunt will be in touch in a week or so, I should think. All right, then. Thank you for calling, Mr. Tarbell. Thank you for answering when I did. Have a nice day. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye now. I hung up and said it out loud. Asshole Blunts! Hardy Monkman had once lectured me against the pejorative use of the word asshole. It was counter-revolutionary. It mimicked homophobes. But as I tried to explain to Hardy, there were assholes and there were assholes. The Blunts were assholes. I phoned Stuart Blunt's office and told his secretary I need another $2,000 within 48 hours. She put me on hold and then came back and said she would mail the check to my office that afternoon. I said, have a nice day. I drove over to my apartment and retrieved the Blunts' letter to their son from the jacket of I'm here again. I wanted to rip it open, but I didn't. I carefully steamed the flap loose, then unfolded the typed note. It read, Dear Billy, you must come and talk with your mother and me. We can help you. Please. Plus, we have good news for you. We know where Eddie is, and perhaps we can arrange to put you two in touch. Your father. Signed, Stuart Blunt. Eddie again. The guy whose look-alike had once gone into the music barn and sent Billy Blunt into a tailspin. Who the hell was this Eddie? Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold. To offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides. And in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.